So the Samsung Galaxy Buds4 Pros have been out for a few months now, and after constantly seeing people talk about the sound quality, the AI features, and how these compare to the AirPod Pros or the Google Pixel Bud Pros, I finally decided to take a plunge and try them for myself. And honestly, after using them daily for a bit, I can already say there are some things Samsung absolutely got right here, and a couple of things I still think could be better. But these are hands down the best in the market for flagship earbuds that I have ever seen. But I'm sure, the way the market's changing, it might also get trumped eventually. What's going on, guys? It's GraysonDel here. And first off, I just want to say I really appreciate all the support you guys have been showing on the channel lately. I put a ton of time into making these videos and trying to improve each one. So genuinely, every view, comment, and like goes a long way. But today, we're finally taking a look at the Galaxy Buds4 Pros. We're going to unbox them with some voiceover and music, go over all the major features, just to name a few, such as the Dolby Atmos and the active noise cancellation 2.0, the Auracast, and built-in live translator. And then at the end, I'll give my honest thoughts on the comfort, design, sound quality, build quality, battery life, and just kind of my verdict on whether I think you should buy them. Each section of the video will be introduced with a heading indicating its location, as creating and working on each video takes some time, so please don't hesitate to leave a comment below and help boost engagement. Now, let's get started. Alrighty, so getting right into the unboxing here. This is the first day that I actually got the AirPods. You can see the price on it right there, $249. With taxes involved, it brought it up to about $265, I believe. It was a little bit more than $249.99 that you see on the box. That's the presentation right there. Nice little paper wrapping. Very satisfying peel here. Great presentation, just looking at the buds. You definitely can tell that they put some thought into how they positioned it. It's the first time I've ever seen buds in this type of configuration. Using a Type-C connector in the rear here, which is, standard issue for anything. But one thing I did notice right off the jump is the scuffing on the glass. I'll highlight that a little bit later, as fingerprints will definitely show on this plastic piece. I don't know if it's glass or plastic, but it feels like it's a clear plastic. Just seeing if there was anything inside of the packaging here, and I was pleasantly surprised to see this. This was genuinely a surprise to me, because not all headphones typically come with this. So this right here demonstrates premium quality. We have the small tips in there and the large tips. So I could only assume that the ones on the earbuds themselves were medium tips. And when I started looking at the earbuds, that's when I noticed they were medium. This is the standard issue quick start that they include with every product. That's pretty much everything you're going to get in the box. Get a little close up on the actual earbuds. I really liked the speaker design there. I'm assuming that's for the ambience. You can kind of see the sensor right there for how it registers whether it's in your ear. There's like a little imprint or indent on the stem. And it's literally just a mirror copy on the other end. So the left's and the right. That's pretty much it. One thing I was really trying to get here on the zoom was just I really wanted to show the lettering. And then I saw that there was also another speaker at the bottom of the microphone here. I'm assuming that's microphones. But yeah, it was really pretty design. And it felt like, you know, like even the housing was really easy. Like it felt like I can clean this a lot easier than I could with my Google Pixel Buds. I couldn't clean the inner housing as easily as I probably could with this one. And then there you go. You can kind of see the scuffing on the transparent glass here. Fingerprints will show pretty clearly. It's a minor gripe, but obviously if you're putting these in your pocket, you know, they're gonna get smudged. Smudging is warranted. That is the unboxing. So that's the unboxing. Now let's get into the specs, features, and everything Samsung packed into these, because honestly, there's a lot going on with these earbuds. Starting with the audio side of things, Samsung made some pretty noticeable improvements here. The Galaxy Buds4 Pro comes with upgraded drivers, are also designed to deliver cleaner sound, stronger bass, and a better overall separation compared to the previous Galaxy Bud models. And after listening to these for a while, I can definitely hear the difference. I own a pair of the Galaxy Bud 2s. My mom owns the Galaxy Bud 3s, which I used for a little bit just to kind of get my own opinion on that one. And now I'm on the Galaxy Bud 4s. The bass feels punchy without completely overpowering everything else. The vocals come through really clearly, and overall the sound feels wider and more immersive than I expected from the earbuds of this size. And these are noticeably smaller, like the housing of these are much smaller than you probably get in like the Google Pixel Bud Pros, and even in the Bud 2s. Like it's way smaller housing, if that makes sense. Samsung also included Dolby Atmos support, which honestly makes a bigger difference than I thought it would. Watching movies or even listening to certain music tracks with Dolby Atmos enabled gives everything a more spacious feeling. It's not some night and day transformation, obviously, but it definitely helps make content feel more immersive, which I'm pretty proud of these, especially when I'm watching YouTube videos or just kind of listening to music casually just while I'm out and about. Samsung also packed in active noise cancellation, and I think the ANC performs really well overall. I mean, these are probably hands down the best ANC 2.0 is kind of how they're marketing it, but these are the best. Like these literally trumped the ANC I was getting from my Google Buds Pros, and then on top of that, even the older ANC stuff, like this one would fall out of my ear all the time. This never falls out of my ear. That was something I was really impressed with. Things like fans, air conditioners, road noise, and general background noise get reduced pretty significantly. It's especially noticeable in places like the gym, which is, you know, where most people spend a lot of their time in. The car, of course, is another one. Or even sitting near a loud fan, which I usually have a fan running in my room constantly to drown out the noise of my boss speaking. All right, so transparency mode is also surprisingly natural sounding. Some earbuds make outside audio sound robotic or overly amplified, which I definitely experienced in my older pair of earbuds, but not in these. These do a pretty good job letting you hear your surroundings without sounding weird or artificial. Another nice addition here is the IP57 water and dust resistance rating. So whether you're using these at the gym, outside in the rain, or just daily commuting, it's nice knowing They're built to handle sweat, dust, and everything, or everyday wear a lot better than standard earbuds. Now, one feature I think is genuinely interesting is the Auracast support. I've only been able to use it a handful of times, but it's pretty nice. Auracast basically allows compatible devices to broadcast audio to multiple listeners at once. So things like airports, public TVs, presentations, or even sharing audio with multiple people becomes possible. It's also a newer feature that hasn't fully taken off everywhere, so it's still in the infancies, if that makes sense. And then there's probably the biggest feature Samsung has been pushing with these earbuds, the built-in live translation through the Galaxy AI. When paired with supported Samsung devices, the Buds4 Pros can actually work with Samsung's interpreter mode to translate conversations in real time directly into your earbuds. And honestly, it's one of those features that sounds gimmicky until you actually see it working. And it's pretty cool. Like, I did a test having my mom speak to me in Spanish, and I could understand every word she was saying through the earbuds. Mind you, I'm Puerto Rican, but I am not a true Boricua, if that makes sense. Now, obviously, it's not perfect. Instant sci-fi translations or anything like that, there can still be delay. Pronunciation matters. Background noise can affect it. And sometimes it could pick up outside noise that's kind of like drowning out, the translation. It can make it kind of hard for it to understand exactly what you want to hear. But as an actual real world feature for these things like travel or just communication, it's honestly pretty impressive and feels like something that's only going to improve over time, which I could see becoming the future. Samsung's ecosystem integration is also a big part of the experience here. If you already own a Galaxy phone, like I do, or other Samsung devices, everything connected really smoothly. And you get access to the full feature set, including Dolby Atmos enhanced audio settings, Galaxy AI features, and seamless device switching in an instant. I mean, I literally opened the case, my phone picked it up, and it was literally, I hit one button and bam, they were connected. It was that easy. So after spending some real time with the Galaxy Buds4 Pros, let's get into my overall thoughts and whether I think they're actually worth it. So after actually using these daily for a while, I think Samsung did a really good job with the overall comfort and usability here. The earbuds are lightweight, they stay in pretty secure, and even during longer listening sessions, they never really became uncomfortable or fatiguing to wear. I also think that the stem design makes a lot more sense. It's kind of interesting. Once you actually start using them, the controls will feel easier to interact with. And overall, they just feel more practical during everyday use compared to some older touch-only earbuds. You can kind of see there's a little indent on the side here. And then all you're doing to really interact with these is you're pinching it, and then you're flipping up or flipping down on your pinch, which is interesting. I've never experienced something like that, but it felt better than, the older model where you're like literally taking your finger and you're swiping on the earbud, which felt a little bit more finicky, especially if you didn't have a perfect seal. It'd just fly right out of your ear with the older stuff. I like this a lot better. The ear tip creates a pretty solid seal too, which definitely helps with both the sound quality and the active noise cancellation. I do want to put it out there that I didn't have to change the ear tips, even though I have my left ear a little bit smaller than my right ear. So with this one, I actually kept the ear tips the same using the default mediums, and the small and the large are still in my drawer on the back. So also a huge win that having like earbuds with two different ear canals, smaller ear canals for my ears, I was able to make it work. And overall, these just feel like a premium set of earbuds. Between the solid case, the strong magnets, and the IP57 water and dust resistance, they feel durable enough that you don't constantly have to worry about damaging them during normal daily use. All right, so when it comes to getting into the negatives of these earbuds, if you don't own a Samsung you're probably not going to be getting a lot of the major features that come with these earbuds, which is a huge downer, but it's not the end of the world. If you care about the drivers and just good sound quality, these are going to be okay. But if you don't own a Samsung device, you're missing out on like maybe, I would say like 30% of what you're paying a premium for these, to provide to you. But that's no different than if you were to get a AirPod Pro Max or any of the AirPod products or the Google Pixel products, right? Like they're all designed for their flagship phone. That makes sense that it would be like that. So that's one of the negatives that I had with this one. The other negative I was feeling with these earbuds is that a lot of the features just aren't very clear when you get into the phone side of things. There's not like a proprietary app. It's like built into the phone. So these are like baked in to at least the Galaxy 26 Ultra, which was kind of hard for me to navigate. It wasn't like a simple app, just go to the app and then deactivate things. You had to go into my settings. Like it was interesting. I had to go into my settings to then get things to kind of work how I wanted and turn on certain features. So that was a little bit of difficulty, but more user error than it was for, tech. I mean, I'd blame it more on the developer side of it. Maybe the developers probably could have made it easier to navigate. The other thing I would also like to mention is the battery life on these things is not the greatest. I noticed that like I would get more battery life out of my Google Bud Pros 2s for some weird reason. Like I could keep those in my ear for almost 6 to 7 hours without them dying, but I could only keep these in my ear for maybe like 3 hours before it started beeping, like beep 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 beep. And there is a beep indicator that tells you that your battery is low and that you should put it back into the charger, which is nice. And then essentially, if you don't do it, when the headset dies, it just dies. Like there's no indicator that your headphones are dying. It just goes quiet. You can't hear shit. So active noise canceling just turns on while the headset's off, and then the ambient noise that I had going on, it got real quiet. I had to take the earbud out, put it into the case, then swap out to my other earbud so I could have some noise or whatever. It was kind of interesting. So you get a beep beep beep. I don't know what that's supposed to indicate, whether it's 10, 15, 20. So the battery life isn't the best. That's something I would say, but it's definitely not a deal breaker. So if that's something that you're a stickler about, if you want like long battery life, just know that if you have the case and you're cycling the earbuds out, you can definitely get plenty of use out of these. So like I only had to swap my earbuds out like 3 times. And they're like, I wouldn't say that that's like terrible, in like an 8-hour day of work, but just want to put it out there. So that was my negative with it. The battery life isn't the best, but if you have to do that a couple times, it makes sense that would be a little bit of my negative with it. So overall, I genuinely think Samsung did a really solid job with the Galaxy Buds4 Pro. They sound great and the smart features are actually useful, and overall they just feel like a polished premium set of earbuds, especially if you're already in the Samsung ecosystem. That's going to do it for this review. And I'll tell you, that's a long review. If you guys enjoyed the video or found it helpful at all, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like, dropped a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, because all of that support genuinely helps more than you probably realize and allows me to keep making videos like this. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. It's GraysonDel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Whoosh.